Hello and welcome to step 4, working on the trailer for the M1070 tractor with the M1000 trailer. It's been a bit of a hiatus. I'm glad to be back. Gonna kind of run through this quick. All the parts have already been taken off the sprues and cleaned up so we can walk through this. So we're gonna start down here and work our way across. So what we've got to begin with are the hookups for the trailer and the truck for air, the pneumatics basically. Just take a look at the picture and you'll see which way to put this. This is upside down, but there we go. Not always intuitive, even though it's supposed to be intuitive. So what it looks like is the more pointier end, the longer end goes out, and the part that has on the shorter end, there's a side that has the fatter, rounder piece, and on the other end it's got more detail, and the fatter, rounder piece goes down. And you want this to be on there solid because this is going to be getting some of the hoses later on. You want this to be rock solid on there. Now, the one in the middle might be for the emergency brakes. I'm not 100% sure. Most trucks normally only have the red and the blue. Not 100% sure what this one's for. It's okay. We don't need to know. We just need to put it on. And this one shows that it goes in with the flat side up, like so. And the longer part sticks out. So it goes in, it's got a much more solid mounting is what I'm saying with this. It goes in pretty rock solid. You may want to have a pair of forceps available to adjust this correctly once it's on there. You want this kind of straight. But just like that, looks good to me. And then on the other side, the other airline hookup, which will go on pretty much exactly the same way as the other one. These are separate parts, as in they're not interchangeable. Well, no, that's wrong. They're 39, so they're interchangeable left and right. You don't have to be too worried about having it set up correctly. The hard part is getting enough glue on your brush and in there to get it in the hole. There, I've got some in there, but it'll carry so that you can actually put the part in there. There we go, and have it stick. Okay, there you go. Not too bad. Then what we've got here, but what I don't see, here they have listed that there should be 2 holes right there. So I've got to flip this over, like so. Okay, that looks correct. Yeah, it's got to be flipped this way. My mistake. Here's where we put the handles. Make sure that you got everything oriented right, because this thing gets flipped around a few times while we're doing this work. And make sure you've got enough glue on your brush to actually have something in there. Again, I'm going to use my forceps for this. Get that down in there. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Keep forgetting that I gotta keep it on screen. This doesn't seat the best, so you may want to wait. You might want to put this here, let it sit for a minute while you get some of the other pieces on, and then come back to it to seat it more properly. This seems a little softer. I don't know if they added it after the fact or whatever. And similar to what we did over here on this side, you get the same kind of bar and chalk arrangement. If you have confusion, just take a look at the other side to see how it's in there, but you just want to make sure that you've got those triangles going down, like so, and square up against the neck. Alright, so moving on. These parts, the straight parts are interchangeable. These two hoops are not. I believe they are mirrored. Because of this square right here. But anyways, this goes in here and here, like so, with this square piece pointing out. And this mounts on it to be basically the brace. So what I'm going to do, my preferred method of dealing with this is all cleaned up already, like I said before. So I'm going to mount that in the slot right here, and it's a nice tight fit. It's nice that way, and it looks like it's supposed to touch, but it doesn't mate up with this or anything else. It just sticks across. Like so. So you don't glue this on this side, you just glue it on the framework right here. And again, I'm getting low on this. I should get a new bottle out. But put some glue in there, and then glue on those. And set that in. And as of right now, that is loose. Now, if in the future we find out, oh, that should be glued together, this should be a good spot at which you can pinch those together if need be. That's why I'm kind of being a little lackadaisical, or non-concerned, maybe is a better way to put it, about those being glued on. Now, this has the same setup, just on the other side. Put on my glue, like so. I will say, for those of you who want to do your own video work in the future, I put this down and I look at this when I'm kind of doing my dry run, and I think, oh, hey, everything will be just fine if I have all these parts right here. Then I do it and I realize in the third dimension, where for some reason it doesn't show up when I'm doing my testing, things don't show up. Gets a little annoying. But anyway, now just because those are definitely solid places to place, these are areas that are going to give you more surface area for holding that down. Make sure that's well glued. These are the rims right here for the spare tires for the trailer. They come as these three and these three. The important thing is glue these together. Make sure you get some glue in there. That'll get it started. Just want to make sure that this is going to be rock solid, so then it's not going to come apart when you've got the vinyl wheels in or anything like that. So there's that. Now, the way that this is set up is this side here that has the two nubs, so to speak, go in. This gets put in so that those nubs go into the cutouts on the well, they're not really the rims, they're the interior part of the rims, I guess, but they feed right into that. This can be a little bit of a I need 3 hands and 2 bodies, but once you get it in there square, it sits in there nice, it keys right up. And put your glue in there to get that done. Now don't do what I just did, which was just have, I had just the tiniest little, must have been just a little over spray of the glue, and it got stuck in there on my finger, and then I pulled it out. So for that, I'm going to put the glue on there, and then I'm going to just drop her in. I'll make it sound a lot easier than it is. There we go. And there I did it again. So, and I would work on, just for the look of it, making sure that it's well centered inside there. But there's one hub, and you don't want to mess with the vinyl parts, which I got right here. Let this dry. Let this dry for like 24 hours. Let it dry, then mess with it, or you're gonna have problems. And when you're gluing these together, this side right here has the, I'm going to call it the valley, the cup, the side. So this dips in. Don't necessarily get this full of glue. Put the glue on this side. Then it'll pool better. This is the better spot for it. And yeah, I'm not getting much glue, unless I really work at it. So yeah, piece of advice number 2, keep your glue well stocked. Do a good job on that. And I'm moving this until I feel it kind of grease up. There's kind of a feeling where you can tell that the glue has moved in and settled in and kind of started to grip the plastic. And that's what I'm feeling for. Now, I had somebody ask me why I like the Tester's glue instead of like Tamiya Thin or other things, and my answer is Tamiya Thin is a good glue to use under certain circumstances, like maybe it's your build with your build style. But with my build style, what I'll say is that if I had Tamiya Thin, I would have it everywhere because it's thin, and the extra thin is extra thin, meaning it's going to get everywhere. I'm not using capillary action to pull my glue in as much as I am bathing the parts, because in my opinion I want to make sure these things get fused and fused well and stuck, because I'm using them. Now, that's not to say that I'm doing this the best, but that's my reasoning behind it. I like the somewhat slow setting time, or evaporating time, I guess it'd be more accurate for the Tester's glue. It just makes it a little bit easier to work with. It stays soft a little longer. Now, this piece right here, it's all cleaned up. Once you have the vinyl on, you don't have to have the vinyl on, but once you have the vinyl on, this goes into 3 of the holes on either side, and then you've got your 2 spares right there. We're next going to the crane. This is used to lift the tire up and make it available for the people to change out the spare, because these tires have some heft to them. So with this, what you're doing is basically putting the pulley wheel in there and then clamshelling this around that. It's gonna kind of get stupid, but only because it's, you know, small parts. So what I'm gonna do is this for the first part, and these are interchangeable. It doesn't matter if you're left or right with the part. And then I'm gonna put some glue down on the part, and that, put in the pulley, put on the other side. Now, the question is, did I get a win? It doesn't feel like it's fully situated yet. For this side, right here. So I'm going to make sure that that's pushed in real well. Put some glue specifically in there for that wheel. Reapply the glue on here. And put these together. Like so. Now, the only other thing I want to do at this point is I want to make sure that this is in line with the thing in the back, the stand, the tube in the back, so that it looks like gravity's pulling it down like it should. Doesn't have to be perfect. There's some weight or rust or dirt or rocks that can get in there that can put it a little offline, but just to if you want character, but just to make it look good. And second is to make sure that it's all pulled down, like weight is affecting it. We don't want it to like be pushed up or have it look like for some reason it's not sitting there under weight. That's that right there. Now I've got a PE part that I need to find and get out because I didn't do that, and then we have to do the line. But the other part over here, I want to come back and check this is good, like we did with the other chocks in the step before. Look and see if there's any problems, because if there are, you can put the problem side up against the hull or on the bottom or whatever, but you want to get the chocks in that line like so. Get them glued in. Looks good. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to stop. We have the winch pulley to add to this and the line yet. We will do that in the next episode. Wait for these to dry so then I can also put the tires on, and then we can call step 4 done. See you then.